What's cracking, everybody? So I'd figured I'd just tell my part of my life story over again. Where can I start? I mean, I went to church and, did that stuff, but it is what it is. I mean, I went to a church that I heard stories about, like it was, I don't know, I'm pretty sure some churches around the United States of America has the same, cultish stories and all that. But the church I used to go to, well, they would get a bunch of cassettes or CDs, whatever, anything that has satanic music, that glorifies satanic music, or they believe is satanic. I mean, they think that the song Leper Messiah from Metallica is satanic. No. It talks, like, if you actually bother to read the lyrics and listen to what James Hetfield is saying, he has a problem, a legitimate problem with televangelists, whatever they're called. You know, the television preachers like Joel Osteen, whatever, how you pronounce his Ostrom, I don't know. But he has a problem with those types of people who just are nothing more than con artists, money grabbing, two-faced Christians like Joel, what's his face, and they pretty much trick you. Oh, you get holy water for $4.99. But really, that water is just basically regular water. Nothing holy about it. And they don't even put the money in for the church. They just take the money for themselves. I mean, look, Joel lives in a freaking a big mansion. But anyways, I've heard stories that they burn CDs. If they get a hint of something satanic in the song, it could be anything, they will burn those CDs and cassettes. I'm like, what the frick is this? But I didn't learn about those stories until later on when I started going there a lot to church. But I'd say went to a new church in late 2000 to early 2001. So I went to the new church, and I knew right then and there, I was like, you know what, I am so sick and tired of this. At that point, I got so sick and tired of the cliques and all that, and stuck up people, mainly in churches. Because, you'd figured going to church, you'd be like, everyone will be accepted. Not always the case. Not always the case. But I got so sick and tired of this stuck up bullshit, and yeah. Anyways. And around that time I started to listen to Nirvana. first song I listened to from that band is "Come As You Are," my favorite song all across the board. And then of course you got In Bloom, Lithium, and Something in the Way. And thanks to the Batman movie, Something in the Way became popular again. But so late 2000, early 2001 to August 2001, started going to church, and I knew deep down that there's something I liked about the church that I was going at the time. I'll be honest, there was something that I liked about the church I was going, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. I just couldn't. Even today, I just can't put my finger on it. But there was something that I liked about the church I was going to. And of course, leading up to my last year in middle school, and my last year in middle school was probably the best time of my life when I was a teen. And I went to a lot of my hometown's hockey games. We used to have people around here. When I say we used to have a semi-professional hockey team in the East Coast Hockey League. There's some guy who came into the season, the 2001 and 2002 season. His name was Terrence Tutu. His brother used to play for the Nashville Predators, New Jersey Devils. I think he played several years for Detroit Red Wings and Chicago Blackhawks. But anyways, instantly Terrence was a fan favorite. It didn't matter if you were the tallest guy in the room, in the rink. He would go after you. He'll fight you. He'll hit you. That's the kind of hockey player he was. He didn't give a crap. He'll hit you. Well, I'd say things changed, and things kept on changing after that, and after that, and after that, and over and over and over again. Next month, September 11th, 2001. Yeah. I knew right then and there that I wanted to become a firefighter. But of course, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a firefighter. But because of what happened on September 11th, well, yeah. And that's here I am right now. And 5 years later after that, I joined the fire service. But my life kept changing and changing and changing from September 11th, 2001 to, I'd say, August 2002. So in July 2002, I went with my youth group to a camp called Student Life. That's a Christian camp, so on and so forth, and all that kind of stuff. They were fun, especially student life at the beach. That was also fun. But the location was Lookout Mountain, Georgia, and at Covenant College, right? Well, so I got saved. You know, I asked Jesus Christ to be in my heart and all that kind of stuff. Blah 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 blah. Well, that changed my life too. But my life changed when a month after that, when Terrence Tutu killed himself. He just shot himself in Brandon, Manitoba, Canada. I really don't like talking about it because the one thing that really gets me is that I will never know why Terrence killed himself. I know he got busted by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I don't know. I know it's something Royal Canadian Mounted Police, whatever. Or Royal Mounted Canadian Police. I don't know. But he got in trouble with DUI. So, yeah. As time went on, from August 2002 to June 2006, I've noticed something, and I can't believe I missed it in my other video. I became more shy. I became more reserved. I became more apprehensive. I became more, what's the word? Like a recluse. Like, I just wanted to be left alone. A year after Terrence Tutu's death, I actually started having suicidal thoughts. And to this day, I struggle with those thoughts. I would be lying to all of you. Still trying to get over that cold. I'd be lying to all of you if I said that I'm not having any suicidal thoughts. That's something I struggle with every day. But, of course, and then I realized that I became what I hated. You know, of course, I always knew I had trouble fitting in. You know, kind of like an outcast, and nothing wrong with that. But I became exactly what I hated. You know, the stuck-up bullshit mentality in churches, and, you know, you get the idea. So, I graduated from high school. And I think a month before that, sent in my application to join the fire service. So I joined the fire department in July 2006, right after graduation. My only regret is that I didn't join the fire service sooner. That's my only regret. My only regret. So, they say no regrets. Well, that's something I actually regret. But, so I joined the fire service and all that. And then, I think it was 6 months after I graduated from high school, I volunteered my time to be a youth leader at the same church. You know, just to help out and all that. Because I did have plans to go to college to be like a youth pastor and all that kind of stuff, so. But those plans fell through. So anyways, another 4 years goes by. I wouldn't say maybe 5 years. So in 2011, there I was in a meeting with the senior pastor, the youth pastor, a couple, and some other youth leader. Now, just to tell you all the backstory of this, a couple came into the church and confided not only me, but also someone else when they made the mistake of confiding in the other person. Now, when somebody talks to me about something, secrets, those secrets are stuck with me. It doesn't go anywhere else. When I make a promise, I aim to keep it. I think that's one of the main reasons why, that's another reason why this country is in the freaking shitter. People are so all tattletalers. Oh, I know about his secret. I know about her secret. But, so the couple came into the church and said, look, we're pregnant and all that. We had sex before marriage and all that. I was like, okay. I was kind of confused why they confided in me. Just started talking to me. It just confided in me and all that. I was like, so what exactly do you want me to do about it? I'm actually friends with the couple right now that went to the church that day. He said, can you talk to the senior pastor about us and all that? Because we want to be somewhere that we feel comfortable and, learn and all that, help us and all that. I was like, sure, yeah, I'll talk to the senior pastor. Well, they talked to somebody else, the youth leader. And that other youth leader told the senior pastor, oh yeah, that's what they said to me. They're. I think that the woman was 3 months pregnant at the time. Look, I don't agree with this whole bull crap. You can't have sex before marriage. I don't agree with that bull crap. I think that's standards bestowed on other, made by the people, bestowed on other people, not God who made those rules, those laws. See, that's the problem. That's the main problem I have with Christianity, whatever. And there's a bunch of contradictions. Like, prime example, how do you go from eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, then go from loving thy neighbor as yourself, turn the other cheek? I don't get that. Either you're one or the other. That's one reason why I left the church. So there I was in the meeting, and the senior pastor starts talking a bunch of bullshit. I'm not going to allow a couple that had premarital sex to show up in this church and, tarnish this church's reputation. I actually got smart. I said, well, this church's reputation is responsible for its own. And it's made itself look like a bunch of fucking dumbasses, if you ask me. I didn't really say dumbasses, but I said they're a bunch of freaking idiots. I mean, who goes around and pulls some caveman bullshit, burns a bunch of satanic bands, CDs? Oh, it's satanic metal. We gotta burn the CD, guys. Who does that? Dances like a bunch of cavemen. He didn't say anything about that because he knows darn well. And that told me, and based on his response, lack of his response. That told me that, those stories about people burning satanic music is true about that church. So I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's some cultish bullshit going on. The problem is, you have to be involved in that inner circle bullshit. Politicking away and all that. I was like, I actually said, hold up a minute. Weren't you preaching about forgiveness a week ago? You know how the preachers, they talk about, certain Bible verses? It could be about anything. It could be about love. It could be about forgiveness. It could be about passion. It could be about, because this person lied about this and this. I mean, yeah. So anyways, I actually called him out right then and there. I was like, weren't you preaching about forgiveness? Don't you think God actually forgives this couple? Don't you think so? He goes, well, yeah. But of course, I've started having problems with the senior pastor anyways. It was boiling. It just was building up for months leading up to that. Oh, this is back in 2011. So like 12 years ago, at least. And so I was like, this is a church where people are welcome to be here. Where people come as they are. I hate to use a Nirvana reference, but it's true. Where people come as they are. They could be mentally or physically broken, but they're just looking for help. Same thing for this couple right here. They're looking for help. But he said, well, I don't want them to be, be in this church and all that kind of stuff. So I just said, you know what? If you're going to kick people out of the church because they sinned and you're going to judge them for that, I want nothing to do with this. I'm out. So I walked out. Not long after that, I'd say about either a couple months before Vikings TV show came on History Channel, I converted to Norse paganism. The one thing I like about Norse paganism is that it's about freedom. And the gods and goddesses don't refer to you as a servant. That's the one thing I like. But, so, yeah, I left the church in 2011. And then a decade after that, went back to church. May 2021. So that's a decade without going to church. But going back there, again, it was just different. You know what I mean? It was different. It's all part of growing up, I guess. It was really different. But the one thing not only that, I've had a lot of people say to me in the last 21 years, you're blessed, Robert. You're blessed. You're blessed. What does that mean? Like, you know how many people said to me that I'm blessed in the last 3 years? 4 people. 4 people told me that I'm blessed. One person said it twice. The other 2 said it once each. I don't get that. You're blessed. What does that mean? But I don't feel blessed, because if I was blessed, then the suicidal thoughts would go away, honestly. But the one thing I don't like about Christianity is the hypocrisy overload, where they say one thing but they do another. They do one thing but they say another. They say one thing but they say another. Do one thing but they do another. There's many things I left the church, many reasons why I left the church, and the contradictions and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, I just don't, what does that mean when people say that, say to me that I'm blessed? What does that mean? Well, anyways, y'all take care.